Hey guys, this is a little something different, but I'm looking at GitHub Copilot here for C Sharp and asking if it lives up to the hype. Now, for those who are not familiar, GitHub Copilot is an AI, machine learning based coding programming assisted toolkit, similar to autocomplete, but much more powerful. And some of the demos were extremely powerful. Some of the demos I've seen from other influencers were extremely impressive. Basically, some of the capabilities that they showcased was adding comments, and the machine learning based tool almost programmed the entire program itself. So you could give it a series of comments, and you would see it create the whole entire program. And so I wanted to see this. I actually signed up. It's still in beta, so I signed up some months ago for the C Sharp to get on the wait list, and recently gained access to it for C Sharp. Obviously, those demos set a very high impression of what it could be capable of, and those demos were often in Python and other languages. But at least what I'm seeing for C Sharp, I have to say it does not, at least yet, live up to the hype. And I'm sure it'll be improved, and I would not be surprised if it lives up to the hype at some point in the near future. But I've used it here for an hour or so, and it's not able to do anything, or at least it's not doing anything like I've seen for the other languages in C Sharp. So one of the things they showed is that you could just create a series of comments, and it would actually create the program for you. So let's say read a file and print the results to the console window. Okay, and it would actually basically create the program for you. And if you do that, and what we see a lot of times, what it does in this, at least on my computer, is it goes into this expository. Okay, use the file class, that's fine. Okay, use the file stream class, whatever. Use the stream reader class, and it just keeps giving these comment suggestions instead of actually writing any code. Okay, use that. Okay. So what it's supposed to be doing here at some point is it's supposed to be writing code, and it just keeps writing. It just keeps expository and on the issue. Now this is the actual plugin here, and I could actually open it to see the suggestions, and let's see. And the solutions is only showing one solution, which is just continually use a binary reader class. Okay, that's fine. And it just keeps giving comments. And what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to at some point allow you to actually start to fill in the code. And I just get this expository type of verbatim, which is it's not very useful, and it has no use. Right now, sometimes if you make it very simple, it will actually work. So print numbers 1 to 100. Okay. And then we're getting this expository stuff again. Let's see if I can get it to do this. The console. Let's see. If I put a period. Okay, so that's fine, but it's still putting it in. So that was some code I wrote earlier. So it's still trying to put it in quotes. So maybe I can start copying here. Maybe it'll. Okay, so that's 1 to 10 to the console. Okay, that's fine. Okay, it did that. And it actually completed the code earlier. Language C Sharp. That's kind of interesting. I don't know why it comes up with that. Maybe that would help it. I don't know why, but let's say print numbers from 1 to 100 in reverse order. Now this worked earlier. Yeah, if I just type in print, it'll start to suggest something. Okay, so now once I got that expository mode, I was able to. So that looks fine. Okay, so that worked. So as you see, it's not exactly working, at least in the way I can understand what it's supposed to be doing here. So, okay, print numbers from 1 to 100 by 5 in reverse order. Okay, so it did what it was supposed to do. It's supposed to suggest a code for that. So that it kind of works, but for a professional developer, I mean, this is really trivial, and I don't know that it would be helping productivity for a professional developer at the stage it's at now. What would be useful is in every programming, there are certain specialized commands and things that take time to look up that where it could be helpful to have that unique specialized knowledge that that takes time to look up, and that's where I can see it being helpful if you're already a developer. Obviously, if you're interested in developing here because you're interested in developing trading systems and using NinjaTrader or C#, I don't know that it's to that point that would really be a game changer yet. Although in the future, yes, these things certainly will be. But for like, if I want to say read a file and print the results to the screen, let's see if I get anything. See, nothing. And so that's kind of bizarre. But as I say read a file, let's see if I could say open a text file. And so this goes back into expository mode. See, and you just stay in this expository. Okay. All right, now suggest, okay. And that doesn't make any sense in that context. You don't need that. So, yeah, I was able to get some better. One of the examples it gives is to do something like, and one of the examples is to start a function and print 1 to 100. Okay, so if you start a function, that kind of worked. 1 to 100 reversed. Okay, that worked. So apparently, at least when you're using the comments to generate code, it's not able to, seems to have more trouble in C# than some of the other languages. But like if I want to, let's say the string read a file, let's see if it does that. This is open text file and read contents. Nothing. So yeah, kind of not really living up to the hype from what I'm seeing here. Let's see if I give it a little bit of code here. I started this earlier because it does rely on the context of the code. Let's see if I can get something out of it if I give it some more context. So I've got some code here, and I'm gonna go back to what I used earlier and see if it can do an array of strings, no, into individual words. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's kind of cool. That's cool. Okay, all the words in words. Okay, that's nice. Convert string array to string. Okay, and then print console. Okay, so it suggested that. Okay. Wait for a key press. So yeah, it's promising. If you see here, it sometimes works. This is actually wrong here. There's something wrong with this. Because this has already been defined, so this has to be string joined. But what I'm seeing is, again, it has this expository mode, goes into expository mode, and a lot of times what would be useful would be to find that specific line of code, the specific code that, like this function, right? And let's see if I can get that. If we take this, let's see if I can get read my strings.txt into my .text file into my string. Does this help it? It just seems to have trouble. Okay, now it's either went offline or I'm not getting any suggestions. Let's see if I can make it a function. Let's see if I say file open. Let's see if I can start just suggesting stuff here. So nothing, no suggestions. What if I start with this using system? Does this help it? System. I mean, this is not required, I don't think, for the CSV file. Doesn't seem to make any difference. It doesn't help it. Maybe that error. Let's start it from. Maybe that's why I can't complete because of the error. Open the file. Nope, nothing. Yeah, it seems not quite ready for prime time. We do the print 1 to 100. I'm not getting any suggestions at all. Let's try it again. Print 1 to 100 to the console. Seems to have gone offline actually, or been unable to complete. Field. Okay, something is some point I messed something up. And what you see here is I continue to struggle to get any suggestions whatsoever from this tool. It's not giving me any suggestions. And so going back to the original question, does GitHub Copilot live up to the hype? And you have to say, even disregarding the incredibly high expectations the initial demo set, I found it disappointing, at least for the C# language. You know, it's very questionable if it can improve productivity, especially given how capable the Visual Studio IntelliSense is today. You know, all that said, I do expect these technologies to be transformative, and the more impressive demos were shown in other languages. So this may be a limitation of C#. It's probably a temporary limitation. I do think this machine learning will transform every aspect of our lives in the near future, and so that's why I spend so much time trying to stay on top of these technologies. Right now, it's definitely the beta product. I'll probably continue to play with it, experiment with it, and see what it can do. But right now, it doesn't seem to be all that transformative, although it probably will be in the near future.